Street Fighter Cross Tekken!
Street Fighter Tekken was one of the greatest fighting games to come out in the recent years. Had a great cast of characters, amazing soundtrack, and even though it had all those things, unfortunately the game ended up flopping anyways. So today we're gonna get into why that happened and why the game was so great. So let's get roll! Tekken was released on March 6th of 2012, and right before the game was released, my PlayStation 3 ended up dying because I had that original fat 80GB PlayStation 3 that played PlayStation 2 games and PlayStation 1 games, but it ended up getting the dreaded yellow light of death, which caused my system to die. And after it died, I kind of like wrapped it in a towel and did the heat trick where it works for like a couple of hours, and I brought it to GameStop and like traded it in. Yeah, that was probably my fault. So I had to wait 2 months for this game to be released on the PC. And during those times I watched so many videos, you know, learning how to do combos, watching a bunch of tutorials and gameplay from that game. And I was super hyped up about it because the game looked amazing to me. And once the game came out, I loved the game, to be honest. And I played that game day and night to the point where I got to be #1 in the United States. It actually would have been #1 in the world, but the game came out a little earlier, I believe in Japan and Brazil. So they had like a jump start on me, but I was undefeated in that game and I was #1 at it for the first time in my life. I was #1 at something, and I still haven't been #1 at anything else, so I don't care. I was #1 at Now in 2018, looking back on 2012 when companies just started releasing day one DLCs on their games, and when people figured out that the DLC characters for this game were on the disc, people were freaking out. I remember Angry Joe like making this review about the game and like he was just completely just shitting all over the game just because of the day one DLCs that were on this game.
Shame on you!
And the thing about the DLC on this game was that even though the characters were like, the models themselves were in the game, the characters themselves weren't like properly like programmed, so you couldn't just play with them like if you hacked the game or anything. So even though the characters were not actually, you know, created, you could see that they were like planning on releasing it, which people absolutely freaked out about. But nowadays day one DLCs are not a big deal at all. Like the other day I went to pick up the new Smash Brothers from GameStop, and the first thing the guy asked me is, oh, do I want to pick up the new character pack that comes out with the game? And the game literally just came out and there's a character pack already that you can buy. And I'm like, oh, who's in the character pack? And they're like, oh, we don't know yet, but you can spend $25 to pick up random bunch of characters. And so I'm like, no. And then he's like, oh, do you want to pre-order any games? And I'm like, no, I don't want to pre-order anything. I just want to pick up this game. And he's like, oh, do you want to get a protection plan on the game? And I'm like, no, I don't need a protection plan. And he's like, oh, do you want to renew your Power Rewards card so you can get a bunch of magazines sent to your house that you're never going to read? Or you can get it digital so you can like delete the emails. I'm like, no, I don't want that. And he's like, you sure you don't want to pre-order the character pack? Because if you do, then you save $5. And I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, Joker from Persona 5 got announced, so you should definitely pre-order it now because other characters might also be good. So I'm like, alright, fine. Just take my money. I don't want to talk to you anymore. But a lot of games nowadays just come out in like early access, they're just not finished in general. Or they just come out with like a bunch of DLCs they want that were supposed to be in the game, but they just cut out so they can make extra money. Like for example, Street Fighter 5. This game came out with only 16 characters on release. And people weren't that outraged about it. But if you look at Street Fighter X Tekken, which people were like going crazy over, that game came out with 43 characters. And the DLC was supposed to add 12 more characters to the game. And if you own the PlayStation 3 version of the game, you got 4 additional exclusive characters to the game. And if you have the PS Vita version of the game, you also got another extra character for the game. So in total, this game had 60 characters in the whole game. Before we begin, let's get the bad stuff out of the way, the gem system. I don't know why this was implemented in the game because it doesn't really add anything to the gameplay. If anything, it subtracts from it. Because how the gem system works is that by doing a specific thing in the game, like, you know, you get like a counter or you activate your super or something, it activates the gem that have like different properties. Like it could like make your attack stronger, it could make you move faster, and there are like some really dumb ones like it'll make you like auto block. So if someone's trying to block, you don't have to hold any direction. The game will like auto block itself. Or it gives you like super armor. Like there were like some broken ones. And the worst part about it that like made everyone freak out is that you can spend money on these gems, which like made the game like kind of like pay to win. But I don't know if any of the gems were like that good that like it like helped you win. I mean, but they definitely like affected the gameplay, especially since you could use these in ranked gameplay, which I never understood, you know. I think if Capcom want to, you know, put the gems in the game, they should have first of all not add them in the game because no one liked it. I think it's a stupid idea. Why I don't know why it got approved. I'm guessing they just like assumed they could like make extra money from it, but you know, if they really want to do it, that should have been its own like game mode. It shouldn't be part of its ranked gameplay. For me, that was the only bad thing about the game. Another thing that people complained about was the fact that they pretty much just copied and pasted Street Fighter 4 characters and their animations and everything onto this game. And that is true. I mean, they pretty much did just copy and paste Street Fighter 4 to this game and just added a little filter. But I think the game still looks gorgeous, so I don't really mind it. Let's talk about the gameplay, because I like the gameplay of this game a lot. You know, the game is kind of like a combination of both Street Fighter and like I'll say like the Marvel vs. Capcom series gameplay. It's not much Tekken at all, except for the Tekken characters having like the same like movement, like you have to do like the forward and like the half circle to like do like some moves and everything. But the gameplay is pretty much just Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom like combined together, which I like a lot. Because the game is like easy enough for a beginner to like learn how to play it. Because it uses that like 1-2-3 method where you can just like target combo everything into each other. But there's also a complexity to the game where, you know, you can do like way harder combos if you like put your time into the game, and like you can get better at this game. One of my favorite things about this game is that this game has 4-player versus mode and a 2-player co-op arcade mode, which are a blast to play with when you have friends over. You know, you can just team up with one of your friends and then you could fight 2 of your other friends, and like it's so much fun to do because like if one character dies, both of you die. So you gotta like plan everything out. You gotta make sure to switch out and like make sure not to screw each other over. It's a blast to play. I wish the new Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite also had a 2v2 mode. I think that would have made the game better, but let's not talk about this piece of shit right now. I think that game deserves its own video. The art direction in this game is just amazing. It's pretty much the same thing from Street Fighter 4. It's that like watery, inky painting style look that looks, I think, amazing. Way better than Street Fighter 5 in my opinion. It has like such a characterized look to it, and the soundtrack is just amazing in this game. There's even a character customization mode in this game where you can, you know, completely change the color of your skin, hair, eyes, your costumes, and you can even change the color of the DLC costumes that you can buy. And you can also buy the colors like with real money, which wasn't too big of a deal because it's cosmetic stuff, and most games, I think even back then, were like selling like cosmetic costumes. So even though this game is completely dead at this point, you know, if you try to go online to like find some players to verse against, you're gonna be very disappointed. But if you get a couple of friends that are also interested in this game, make sure to pick this game up, because this game is very dear to my heart, because this is the last good fighting game that Capcom has made, you know. Ever since that they made Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and this game called Street Fighter 5, which I absolutely hate this game. This game is literally the game that killed my fighting spirit. Like before this game, I used to want to be like the best, you know, fighting game player that's out there. I was gonna go to EVO and be #1 there, then go on excellent adventures with Gutex and Mike Ross, but unfortunately Street Fighter 5 ended up killing all of our spirits, and don't worry, maybe this game is gonna get its own video one day. But anyways guys, thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I make videos like this every single week, so make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. And make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. So anyways guys, bye.